Okay, so the common theme right now is fear, like I mentioned. And maybe it's the fear, the collective is in absolute panic right now, right? Around the coronavirus. Maybe it's fear around a launch. Maybe it's fear around your finances. Maybe it's fear around unexpected bills coming up, or it's a fear around, I feel called to hire this mentor. I feel called to join Anthropos, but I'm afraid. There's a lot of fear coming up. And it's being asked to be released because we had the full moon this afternoon, and we'll ride that energy for a couple of days here. So tune in tonight, first and foremost. Tune in with this full moon energy. You're being supported in the release of this fear. You're moving through it. You're human. Fear is normal. Resistance is normal. There's shit coming up that you must feel and go in on in order to move it. We can't avoid it or bury it or try to escape it. It's going to get bigger and heavier and more resistant. I want you to really be with yourself in this. Now, Melissa said it so beautifully to me today. So these are not my words, but she was saying how we are so conditioned to live in fear. Our nervous systems are shot, right? The anxiety, the overwhelm, that feeling of, and feel what fear feels like in your body, because it might look very different than mine. But notice how that's not the truth of who we are. The truth of who we are is love, is light, is safety, is peace, is grounded, right? And so what we've got to tune into is tapping into safety. First, look at the fears, see what's there for you, right? Get clear on that. And feel into what it feels like to be held, to be supported, to be seen by yourself. And this is what Melissa was helping me tap into today. So this is why I love mentors, because she was able to help me tap into it beyond what I could hold myself in at the time. And she said it so beautifully. She said, we have to make the energy of the safety bigger than the energy of the fear. And that takes practice. It takes work. She's like, it's like working a muscle, in order to get the ass, you got to go to the gym. In order to heal the fear, we have to work the muscle of safety, because a lot of us don't know what that feels like. A lot of us have never even really felt safe in our bodies, right? No matter what we've been through. I learned that I have very high functioning anxiety because I have deep rooted fear that I learned as a very young child that still comes up for me. And it came up with the coronavirus. I know better consciously, but subconsciously, some part of me didn't feel safe, right? When I'm in a launch, how many of you have launch trauma where you get this fear come up, you get this overwhelm, you get this anxiety, and you go to do more instead of addressing the fear and tuning into your energy, tuning into your body, and then being able to reground yourself, create safety in the body, move it out, right? Make the energy of the safety bigger, like I did this morning, and then reground, re-anchor, and call in your clients, call in the members of that you're wanting to call in with this launch from that space, instead of the fear or the high functioning anxiety or the state of freak out and trying to just do more and say more and get the people, instead of like regrounding and calling them in from that peaceful, safe space. Watch how that shifts how you show up in business. This is why I'm so passionate about this work. The trusting yourself, the knowing yourself, the safety. This is why I asked Melissa today after my call with her. I was like, dude, I've worked with you before. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but I need you to be a guest speaker in my program. And she was like, absolutely, I'm all in. If we don't feel safe, nothing we create is sustainable. I created the first 5 years of my business was created out of fear, lack, not enoughness, needing more, external validation, unworthiness. And luckily, the last year and a half or so, I've really been tuned into shifting that. And I still have layers. I had a moment this morning of pure panic, and I had to call on my mentors, tune into what I know, and shift it and move it. That is why in Anthropos, we're going to go through this process. The first 3-ish months or so are going to be all about creating safety. Because if we don't feel safe, you cannot do the rest of the healing work. you have to feel safe within yourself. So Melissa will actually be our very first guest speaker talking all about this in the program. And then we'll deep dive from there to then do more of the dismantling, the deconditioning. And then we really get to deep dive into owning your gifts, owning your truth, stepping into your power, stepping into fucking owning every single last bit of you, fully expressed, no apologies in every single way. So of course, like half and half, it's like we're exploring the both and, so spirituality and sexuality, but then these are kind of the overarching themes for us in each of those pieces over the 9 months, It's a rebirth. It's a death and rebirth process over 9 months together. So we start with the spring equinox in 2 weeks. I'm going to stop talking now. I should have just done a live. I'm going to do a live tomorrow. Actually, let me know. Would a live tomorrow be helpful for you to really ground into the body, do some breath work together, create some safety, and really help you drop into, is Anthropos for me or not? Where am I feeling called to be supported next? I'm going to leave you with that. I love you guys so much. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.